10 of the hottest characters in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, February 2024 edition. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to today's video where we are gonna sing praises to the characters that are defining what Galaxy of Heroes is right here, right now. And no, Galactic Legends, get out of here. And I don't know, we're gonna do something special. For every additional like that we get in this video, we're gonna have a bonus section. So top 11. Let's get on to it. Coming in at number 10, Captain Rex. Now, we're going to have a wide assortment of non-legendary characters, legendary characters, conquest characters, and yes, I'm going to sprinkle in a little bit of the D word, Datacrons. Because I'd be doing you a disservice if I'm not telling you what's hot right now. We're seeing Captain Rex in the entire game do a variety of different moves. Where 1 second, he's with the Phoenix, running a little train, and the next second, maybe in 3v3, he's doing some fun stuff with the clones. And in case your nose isn't in the weeds on the real meta developments, this guy is doing wonders and is secretly a lifter for General Anakin Skywalker. Throw this guy in there, and the most common use counter, Commander Luke Skywalker, virtually crumbles. Here's before Captain Rex with the 501st, and here's after Captain Rex with the 501st. Yeah, kind of a big difference. Number 9, Chirrut Imwe. Now, warning, warning, warning. Chirrut's looking hot for the next couple months, but that's because of the D word, Datacrons. Again, I know we don't like them, but they're here to stay, and I'd be doing you a disservice when we're talking about the hottest characters in the game. This guy literally is smacking down tons of Galactic Legends, and he's not an easy cookie to knock down either. The good news is, in our top 10, this is going to be the only Datacron-related hot character we're talking about, so cool your britches down. Chirrut Imwe is doing amazing stuff, and the crazy thing is, this is a legacy character from 2016, sitting in a lot of people's rosters, not being utilized, and now, for the next couple months, he's a GL Slayer. Bo-Katan Mandalore, number 8. Bo-Katan Mandalore, the latest legendary on the block, or should I say epic confrontation. Arnold, technically. This baby is doing wonders in several regards. Yes, she's got a Datacron, but we're not talking about her Datacron viability. This baby is doing wonders, even before Datacrons, up against nasty things like Reva, and taking down Lord Vader, Jedi Master Kenobis. And of course, right now, she's gonna be even hotter, turning up that dial even more because of the said D word. Right now, yeah, she's kind of a handful. Being able to get a lot of insta-kills on the basic is, how I say, yeah, I guess that makes you really dang good. Jedi Knight Cal Kestis coming in at number 7. We had to throw Jedi Knight Cal Kestis in here when we're talking about Bo-Katan. Gary, play the cool meme I made the other day. Oh, yeah. That's so funny. I'm already been saying this for a while. Jedi Knight Cal Kestis is probably one of my favorite characters in the game in general, and especially right now. I love his flexibility inside of territory battles. It's one of the few battles I actually like to play on manual. And of course, with Jedi Master Luke Skywalker, it makes so many things easier, like taking down the Kenobis, taking down the Lord Vaders. And of course, his main bread and butter, taking out the Darth Malguses. He played in a critical role when it came out, and still to this day, keeping the Darth Malgus in check. Because otherwise, without Cal, Darth Malgus is kind of a handful to take down. But if you can take Cal, some leftover Jedi, dunk on the Malgus, you're in for a good day. Now, CG, bring back the Cal event. Holy crap. Number 6, Dark Trooper Moff Gideon. Okay, now please just ignore that missing mod. Just pretend that was filled in. I had to pull it off for the raid. I felt mildly optimistic, and he has been delivering. Now, the question's gonna truly be, how is it gonna be when the Datacrons go away? Because he's been benefiting off Datacrons since like the fall of last year, and he's going to be continuing to benefit from Datacrons till May of this year. So he had 5 months of Datacron viability. But I still feel confident, even without the Datacrons, although he might not be the greatest on defense, things like Padme, Radis, Bad Batch can get through him. Datacrons make it very complicated right now, but with all of his anti-turn meter gains baked within his kit that just ramp him up while de-rampifying the enemy team, he's incredibly useful up against things like the Phoenix, Commander Luke, and even got some great viability up against things like potentially Reva, Aphra, Starkiller. I mean, that's a kind of a nice resume. and you should feel a little bit of astute panic. So I don't know about you guys, but I think that suggests we understand the situation. I'm happy about this guy. I think Gideon really is a great example, unlike Trench, where although he is so much better inside the territory wars because of all the juicy Omicrons, he's actually mildly useful inside of Grand Arena. So I guess the final thought here is we look forward to your career with great interest. Number 5, Darth Malik. This guy, he is probably, I don't want to say underrated because obviously he's a good character, but I don't think people are giving this guy enough love and appreciation for how he's fitting in the meta right here, right now. In this era that we have with the Gideons, the Rivas, the Malicoses, a lot of Sith-related turn meter things, this boy is playing a really important function. Using him, whether it's Traya, Malgus, Darth Revan, is critical to take down a Malicos, critical to take down a Riva, critical, especially right now with those bonker Datacrons, up against Dark Trooper Moff Gideon. There is so much massive damage being dealt out. There's what I'm trying to say. That's high critical damage capabilities of those characters we mentioned. Him being able to just slap on a fear and kind of have a mini-ish insta-kill with his drain life is a huge deal right now. So can we just please, in the wake of all these big-name characters in Galaxy of Heroes right now that are new off the factory line, come on, give a round of applause to him. This guy's a 2019 character, thank you, Gary. And in the year 2024, a half-decade later, it makes it feel old. Actually, not even kidding, pivotal to the meta. Number 4, they call her Dr. Aphra! Oh man, Dr. Aphra. Yeah, she's got the D word this season, but it's going away quite shortly. Even so, without the Datacron, she plays a really important role, just being able to outrun a lot of these teams, jackify their cooldowns, and just try to roll a nice train. It's pretty nice. I will say, though, I was almost hesitant not to put Aphra on this list because I feel like the introduction of Datacrons most times make it kind of complicated for Aphra to do something good because, especially lately, we've had high defense, high health, high protection, high evasions, high tenacities. Sometimes I feel like the Datacrons are kind of working against her. But in a world where there were no Datacrons or a world where they kind of give her some parity with the Datacrons, but nonetheless, I find it hard in today's meta. Without Aphra, I feel like a lot of other teams would be more difficult, whether it's a couple Galactic Legends or even some non-Galactic Legend teams. Like, you know, it's sometimes nice if I don't have a Cal available or a Jedi team, it's nice to just use her up against the Resistance team, a Malgus team. Dr. Aphra, I love the versatility of her team as well. A lot of different droid scouts you can throw in. Very important spot where the meta is. She kind of takes care of the things that maybe Star Killer would not be able to address. Number 3, Star Killer, killer. So I had to do it. We talked about Aphra and Star Killer. They're kind of in a similar graduating class or a notoriety, I should say, for a particular purpose. Where they're not quite inside that GL category, but man, they're right behind it. Star Killer right now, I think he's super important. Yes, obviously, Palpatine Mara Jade, the bread and butter Star Killer lineup. This guy is going to be important for not just in the past, not just now, but into the future. He is an incredibly flexible character, and I think this is where he will have a slight leg up in certain situations over Aphra, where because you can use him with a variety of different leads, whereas Aphra, she has to be the lead. He's viable inside of territories with Palpatines, with the Treyas, with Darth Malgus. Yeah, Darth Malgus Star Killer is a thing. Or even in the Grand Arena situations. We've seen him, oh my gosh. Yes, with Palpatine Mara Jade, of course, but in situations where that's not enough to beat certain teams. Him with, for example, Riva Savage. An absolutely nutbaggy lineup, but that was an incredible important way to beat Leia, especially when she was off her rocker with the crazy roids of Datacrons. Or pairing Star Killer up with Malicos and Seer Junda. Literally, he has like 8 high-level teams and even more below that he could be used inside. So even though one lineup for Star Killer might be locked out, I can promise you there's some other team that he can use, although you gotta be careful because once you go beyond Palpatine Mara Jade, the team gets a little bit expensive with those Omicrons. Star Killer, very deserving of a 3rd spot and one of the most influential things inside of Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes right now. Always love my time with this character. Oh, it feels good. Number 2, Terran Malicos. Man, this guy always gives me a good feeling. You guys didn't believe me either when I said, guys, be optimistic. He's going to be good. And my gosh, inside a Grand Arena, how many places have we seen this dude? Obviously with Sirajunda, Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, he's very good with. I've seen him be used with Rey. Maybe not the best use, but still, you could use him with Rey. Lord Vader with Maul, even with Starkiller. And he is, even in territories, although no territory Omicrons, because of Cal Kestis Omicron and Ahsoka's Omicron. Malicos is also pretty bangalicious in there too. Kind of like Starkiller, this guy has flexibility for days. As long as there's going to be unaligned Force users somewhere in the meta, he'll be able to kind of squeeze his way in there. He's going to be around for a little bit. So if you can't get him now, I feel confident he'll be good for sure the next year. We'll have to see beyond that. Can't promise you that much. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for. Number one, Maul! Bo-Katan is here in the game, and you know, Bo-Katan finally, I don't know how to explain this, finally gave me the courage, I guess, to, you know what, break up Maul from Lord Vader, because before Maul, or before Bo-Katan, it was always so difficult to convince myself or to let go of Maul with Lord Vader, because Maul is such a great team with the Mandalorians, with the Super Commando rework. Probably should put the Super Commando asterisk next to Maul, because it's kind of that as well. It just felt so difficult to take Maul away from Lord Vader, because without Maul on Lord Vader doesn't really feel all that special, and he's too easy to beat. It's a headache to beat stuff with him without Maul. But with Bo-Katan basically just completely obliterating Lord Vader, which again, it's gonna be mostly a Kyber 1 problem, I finally was able to just let go and be like, you know what, it's time to split them up. And I've been getting so much of, just from this past 3v3 season alone, so much power, viability out of Maul that I would have just completely lost if I just kept him of Lord Vader for what? To get one-shotted and do nothing of value? I was able to take down, for example, a Terran Malicos lineup, a good one. He got tons of holds on defense for me. And I'm looking forward to using him in 5v5 now that I've kind of just let go of the thought of keeping him with Lord Vader. And this is a word to all you guys. You know, Maul's been around the block for a little bit. A good chunk of people have Maul. This is definitely your heads up if you haven't gotten it already. Get that Super Commando, get that Garsax, and if you have Maul and you don't have Lord Vader and you don't have a Super Commando, you need to get that Super Commando Garsax up and running, because I am looking forward to what he can maybe do in 5v5. There might be a chance he could maybe even beat Galactic Legend, Leia, and many other things like Jedi Master that he already can do, and a lot of other fun potential ahead of us here. Now, Gary, let's take a look. How are the likes looking here? All right. I think you guys deserve the bonus category for hottest character of February 2024. Now, I just want to say before we get to this last one here, there are obviously a lot of other great characters. Like Reva probably could be on this list, but Reva's kind of like, I don't know, she's already kind of a galactic legend, right? I don't know. It's just, I wanted to kind of really identify and give shout outs to those characters that aren't quite galactic legends, but they could do so much with their offense, defense, flexibility. I love Reva, great character, great team. She's not on this list. But you know who is on the list? Bonus category, Jawa Scavenger. I am not kidding. This is in our bonus category for primarily one reason. Number one, I've been having a lot of fun with this guy. Number two, technically needs a data cron. And kind of the third reason is he's only got about 1 month left of being a little funny. So it's worth an honorable mention. Jawa Scavenger has been doing some fun stuff for me. Able to take down Zori teams for max banners, which is pretty nuts. You can save yourself an Afra, save yourself a Jedi Knight Revan. Or even more crazily, can punch up to like a high degree, just completely nuking out a Star Killer like it's nothing. Again, it's unfortunate this is tied to a Datacron. More unfortunate is that it's relegated again. I wish Datacrons weren't relegated, so at least people who have maybe a Gear 12 Scavenger 11, they could have used this. But this Datacron right here, expiring in March 20th, I think, has been a lot of fun. And on that bombshell, I hope you guys had a lot of fun with me today. Because let me tell you, I had fun sitting down with you guys and just breaking down these hot characters that I really think are defining where Star Wars Galaxy is. I think we have a nice variety of a couple of accessible Datacron type of characters. A lot of marquee, non-legendary characters. A couple legendary characters and a couple conquest characters. I actually think this is the most interesting part about Galaxy Heroes. Galactic Legends are Galactic Legends, but this, I feel like these characters really make that magic shine inside of Star Wars Galaxy Heroes. But you guys are the magic for me as well, so thank you so much for hanging out with me. Leave that like, comment down below. Who do you think is hotter than some of these guys? Or if we had a 15-20 list, who would be on this list too? Would love to hear your thoughts. And more importantly, I want to thank you guys making me say how it's great to be in the Empire today.
The sun never sets. We dominate.